In this video, I want to talk about the one-to-one relationship, which is a really basic relationship, and this is not a really useful relationship because you might want you can actually change and get that column which is associated to another table and get it out of that table and put it inside the same table you have already and cut the relationship. But this is going to be really useful when you have a really big table with lots of columns and you want to retrieve data faster. And in order to do that, you're gonna get some of the columns and put it to another table. For example, user have many information such as address, but you're not going to use that address in the most of the time. So that's why you're getting that user's address and rest of it, like phone, let's say postcode or zip code, and get it out of that table, put it in another table to make it to make the database or table work much faster, because you're not accessing those attributes most of the time. For example, a user model might be associated with one phone. To define this relationship, we place a phone method on the user model. The phone method should return the result of the has1 method on the base of eloquent model class. So all you need to do in your model, you want to associate it to another model. All you need to do, you create a function called phone, which is the name of the table, another table you're associating to it, and return this class with the keyword has1 with a capital O and the location of the model, which is inside the app folder with the / separated. The first argument passed to the has1 method is the name of the related model, as I said earlier. Once the relationship is defined, we may retrieve the related record using eloquent dynamic properties. Dynamic properties allows you to access the relationship functions as if they were properties defined on the model. So, as I said, you can actually use that. But the reason why we have this phone model, let's go back to this slide again. You can see that you might ask, can't we just put the return this has1 inside the model? Yes, you can. But the reason we put it inside the function called phone, because we want to use it like this. So in this example, you can see that I'm getting the user's details, and by using the find method. And inside the find method, we pass a 1 as an argument, and 1 is just an ID. So we find the user by ID 1, and if you want to see its phone, all you need to do is pass the phone with the with that separator, which is like a arrow. I call that usually arrow. One thing you need to remember is Eloquent assumes the foreign key of the relationship based on the model name. In this case, or in this example, the phone model is automatically assumed to have a user underscore ID. So Eloquent expects you to have a column which is user underscore ID inside the phone model or phone database. So to use it as a foreign key. If you wish to override this convention, you may pass a second argument to the has1 method like so. So if you don't use the user underscore ID, which is the name of the table, separated with underscore and the word ID, if you don't want to use that, you can pass the second argument. Additionally, Eloquent assumes that the foreign key should have a value matching to the ID column of the parent. In other words, Eloquent will look for the value of the user's ID column in the user underscore ID column of the phone record. If you would like to, if you would like the relationship to use the value other than ID, you can actually pass the third argument to has1 method specifying your custom key like so. So we can access the phone model from our user. Now let's define a relationship on the phone model that will let us access the user that owns the phone. We can define the actually inverse of has phone relationship using the belongs to keyword. So if you're using has one, or in the next video you will see that we have has many, you need to, in other table, you need to use belongs to, which is actually belongs to. You cannot use has one in the second table twice. So you have to use has one in one table and belongs to other table. It doesn't really matter which one you actually use. You can actually come down here and use has one, but you need to remember that you go to the user model and use has one belongs to over there. In this example, Eloquent will try to match the user underscore ID from the phone model to an ID on the user model. Eloquent determines the default foreign key name by examining the name of the relationship methods and suffixing the method name with underscore ID. But if the foreign key on the phone model is not user underscore ID, then after that you can actually use the second argument again, like I said for the has one, we have the second argument for belongs to if you're not using the key that Eloquent expects you to use. If your parent model does not use the ID as a primary key, you wish to join the child model to actually to a different column. You also may pass a third argument to the belongs to method, specifying your parents table's custom key. So that's all you need to know about one-to-one relationship, which is, as I said earlier, is not typically really useful relationship. In the next video, I'm going to talk about one-to-many relationship, which I'm sure most of the application you make with Laravel or any other frameworks needs the knowledge of one-to-many relationships.